World Health Organization, over 400,000 people die from malaria globally, and that was in 2018. The report further showed that children under the age of 5 were most vulnerable and affected by malaria, and account for about 67% of the total malaria deaths worldwide. The Prince Ned Nwoko Foundation has pledged its commitment to fight against the disease, which remains a major problem in Nigeria and many parts of the continent. To tell us some more about the work that they're doing in this field, we're now joined in studio by businessman, philanthropist, entrepreneur, the founder of the Prince Ned Nwoko Foundation, Prince Ned Nwoko. Thanks so much indeed for joining us, and welcome to the program.
Thank you.
All right, so I mean, this figure of people killed, the figure there is 400,000, but it's much more than that, isn't it?
It is. The latest figure puts it at about 500,000 annually, which is a lot. And it's a lot. In Nigeria in particular, you know, when you look at the figures of lives that are lost through other causes, from cancer to road accidents and all that put together, malaria is still the big problem for us.
And what's heartbreaking is that no one needs to die.
You're right. It is. But what also bothers me, and so many people around me, is why there has not been a vaccine for malaria. You know, you have vaccine for polio, for chicken pox, and all of them, but not malaria. I've always wondered why. But my foundation came up with the idea that we should provide the funding for 5 different universities across Africa with a view to seeking a solution. And I believe that given a period of 3 years from now, that there should be discovery for
this is part of the work that you're doing, is that there's got to be a vaccine, there's got to be a cure for this.
That is the solution. That is a long-term solution. The short-term solution is, of course, the fumigation and sanitation of our environments. So many of the areas, you know, streets, gutters, are in very deplorable situations. You know, malaria is caused by mosquitoes, and they breed in very dirty environment. So we came up with the idea that for any country, inclusive of Nigeria, where there is a malaria problem, we should be able to fumigate the entire area, entire country, or countries involved, and then, of course, clean up the streets, clean up stagnant waters. And this is what we're doing. I've just come back from Antarctica, where I went with a view to raising awareness.
Have you been able to ascertain what these kinds of fumigations can do in terms of saving lives?
Yes, we've looked at it. Actually, part of the meeting that I had in Antarctica was with a company that has done fumigation, similar fumigation, in Malaysia and in Florida. It's a Canadian company, so they know exactly what to do, what not to do in terms of the hazards of fumigation to other animals and plants. With the assurances that we've gotten from them, we believe that it is something that is doable. Of course, we're working with the ministries of health in the various countries. We cannot endanger more lives through such exposure, you know.
Do you get a sense that the authorities in these different countries have a sense of urgency with this issue?
No, that's the problem. That is the problem. There's no focus. There's no. They have not bothered over the years. I've never had anybody, you know, address the issues. There's been some half-hearted approaches in terms of, you know, researches here and there, but nothing has happened. But I believe now that I've come up to put up the money for the researchers in the universities, that something will come out of it.
Are you confident that our scientists have the skills, knowledge, ability to come up with a cure?
They have to. They have to. This is an African problem, largely. You know, they have to look for it. We're giving them all that is required, the funding. So go out there. It takes, on average, about 3 years for every research leading to a degree, a doctorate in a university. And this is what we're saying to them, you know, you can do it individually or collectively, work together. But you must find a vaccine.
All right, so this has just kicked off, this initiative?
Yes, yes.
All right, so
yes.
When would you expect to start getting some kind of feedback?
Well, we're going to be giving them 3 years.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it's a long-term approach. But the short-term one is what we must do now to clean up the environment, you know, get these gutters, get the streets, all the stagnant waters, all the refuse dumps where malaria mosquitoes breed, you know, fumigate them, both from the air, from water, and from land. And we will do it. Yeah.
And the mosquito nets, that's another intervention?
That is just a remedial approach. It doesn't help much. Mosquitoes will wait for you when you leave your bed and go out. You know, they bite you. We're not talking about mosquitoes here. We're looking at a permanent solution for our people. So many man hours are lost from avoidable malaria illnesses. So we need to look at long-term permanent solution, not short-term, and certainly not through the use of tents.
So the fumigation, once it's done, what kind of period of relief do people get?
Well, with the fumigation, it shouldn't just be a one-off thing.
Yeah.
I believe it will be done maybe 3-4 times over a period of 6 months before we can finally say, yes, we can bring in the World Health Organization to say Nigeria or Ghana or Congo should be declared a malaria-free area.
Are you getting any assistance from donors? Because it seems...
It's a huge assignment. It is a huge undertaking. But we're getting a lot of discussions ongoing. Time will come when I believe that government and private sectors will come up to support what we're doing.
Is the private sector in Africa helping you? Because this is an African problem predominantly.
Yes, none yet, but we've not reached to that point where we're going to be asking them to support us. But for now, I am funding whatever is being done, and I'm happy doing it, creating the awareness. But I believe that at some point they will all come in.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there, but we wish you the very best of luck with this, and let's hope that the scientists that you've funded will come up with the vaccine in the near future. Thanks so much indeed for sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you.